After we've configured our targeting, we need to decide on how much we want to spend. When you first start out, it can be difficult to determine how much is the right amount to spend on your campaign. Now, I wish there was an easy solution or a magic number I could give you, but the truth is, your budget is largely determined by your goals. So you'll be setting your budget here in the section just below the How much do you want to spend headline. And we're still in the Ads Create tool, and I've scrolled just below the Behaviors and Connections targeting section. The first thing that Facebook is going to do is suggest a budget per day. And it's saying, here, hey, spend $5 per day. You can select in the per day dropdown to have a lifetime budget instead. In this case, the lifetime budget will let you choose a start and an end date, including the exact times. You might use this if you have a campaign that has a specific window it should be running. That might be a coupon or a sales offer, something that you want to start and end on a specific time period. During that time period, Facebook's going to try to spend the entire budget, and here you can see they've increased it to $350. Now, it can be difficult to determine whether you should be using a lifetime budget or daily budget, and again, that'll be really dependent on your goals. When you're just starting out, it might be easier to try a lifetime budget so that you can rest assured that you're not going to exceed a certain amount. Now, there's no guarantees Facebook will spend that entire amount, but at least you've got a cap. But when we talk about budget, we're not just talking about a daily or a lifetime spend. We're actually talking about something a little bit more. If you select the Show Advanced Options link, you're going to get a section that allows you to optimize for, and then a dropdown, and some pricing options. It's at this point that we need to begin to understand, are we spending for clicks or are we spending for impressions? And we can choose that in the dropdown here. So from this menu, I can choose clicks to website, and this is going to be Facebook automatically optimizing for people who are most likely to be clicking on the ad. Below that, we have clicks, and that will let you set your CPC bidding. Now, if you need a refresher on these definitions, in an earlier video, we talk about all of the marketing terminology. So feel free to pause now and go back and review. So here we can optimize on a CPC. Below that, we can choose a daily unique reach, and that's how many people that you want to reach in your spend. And then below that, we have impressions, and that'll be bid on a CPM basis. And that's going to simply charge you every time someone sees the ad per 1,000 impressions. So if we want to set how much we want to spend per click, I'll choose the clicks option from the dropdown. And here we can see the pricing changes to indicate that we'll be charged every time someone clicks on your ad. If I choose the set the max you want to pay per click option, I can now bid for those clicks. Now here, Facebook has set a max bid of 41 cents, and they've picked that number because it's roughly in the middle of their suggested bid range, which we can see below this box. Here, Facebook suggests a minimum of 23 cents and a maximum of 56 cents. That suggested bid is the amount the current competition is spending based on the same or similar targeting options. But how do you decide on this amount? How do you decide how much you want to spend per click? Well, to figure that out, let's create a scenario. Say that my goal is to get people to buy a pack of sports drinks from the H+ website. I need to decide how much I'm willing to spend to achieve that goal. We can start by looking at our product. In this example, it's a case of H+ sports drinks. Let's say we make $10 in profit for every case we sell. Therefore, I'd be willing to pay a maximum of $5 to make that sale happen. That means our cost per acquisition cannot exceed $5. Okay, so at this point, we know that our cost per acquisition is $5. Now, we can't set our bids to $5 because then we'll pay $5 for every click. And we know that every click doesn't equal a sale. So we need to figure out how many clicks it will take before someone buys our product. I need the cost per click multiplied by the amount of clicks to be less than or equal to $5. Now, because we're starting with our first ad, we don't know how many clicks it's going to take. So we need to make some assumptions. I'm going to assume that 3% of the people who see my ad, more specifically, 3% of the people who receive an impression, will click on it. And that 3% number, that's a decently performing advertisement. So if our ad has 1,000 impressions, we'll get 30 visitors, right? 1,000 impressions multiplied by that 3% conversion rate means 30 people are now on our website. But we know that those 30 visitors that come to our website aren't all going to buy our product. That would be awesome, but it doesn't work like that. And again, we don't have any data at this point. So we need to assume that now we have 30 people on our website, but only 5% of those visitors will buy a sports drink. And that 5% figure is just another number that I'm assuming. 30 visitors times a 5% conversion rate gets us 1.5. And let's round that down to 1 because I like to be conservative. So now we know that we need to generate 1,000 impressions for $5 or less. So we could either set our CPM to $5, or we can convert our CPM to a cost per click, a CPC. And to do that, we'll take that $5 value divided by the amount of clicks or visitors to the website, which is 30. $5 divided by 30 is about 16 cents. And that means we should set our maximum cost per click to 16 cents. It's always hard with the first ad, but with future ads, you can look at your own performance data to determine how to modify your bids. Based on your actual data, you'll have a better understanding of whether you should be bidding on a cost per click or a CPM basis and how much to spend. Now, if you look at the bid range here, Facebook has suggested 41 cents, and our amount of 16 cents is significantly lower than this value. But this number from Facebook is only a guide. If the amount they suggest doesn't pencil out, see what happens at that lower bid. I'll change this to 16 cents, and then we can run the ads and see what happens. It's always easier to increase your budget as you continue testing. Some advertisers swear by the optimize bid option, and you'll find that again by clicking on the clicks option here next to optimize for and simply choose clicks to website. Here, Facebook is going to control the bidding for you. Facebook always bids the lowest amount up to the maximum budget that you've set, either at a lifetime or per day value. You'll often pay less than what you've entered if you are bidding manually. So to be sure your ads show, pick the maximum amount that you're willing to spend. You'll have to spend enough to achieve your objective. Sometimes advertisers miss their revenue goals simply because they've spent too little. It's a hard pill to swallow, but with a well-crafted ad, a decently sized budget can go a long way.